Everything begins with desire. Desire is that fire, the great liberator of the unconscious person, not something casual or a wish. We're talking about something that is keen and pulsating, that transcends everything else. You've got to be hungry, is the way Les Brown puts it. Hungry, and he says it with such passion. The beautiful thing about hunger is proof of the existence of food. Thirst is proof of the existence of water. A strong desire is proof of the existence of that thing. Do you think you are business inclined? Is the question my wife asked one evening while we were sitting together. I lift my head from my phone, pause for a moment and say, I think the right question should be, how much do I want to fulfill the dreams of my heart? How bad do I want to express myself creatively? Some of us have this idea that success is reserved for people with certain personalities, people who have certain character traits. So you hear people say stuff like, if only I wasn't so introverted, if only I was more outspoken, more outgoing, more charismatic like that fellow, then I would probably be successful in business or in any other field for that matter. So we place so much of an emphasis on taking personality tests and assessments so that we can determine that right area, career, vocation that suits our personality type or temperament. We believe so much in this stuff that we allow the results of those tests to determine our decisions. But if we'll be sincere to ourselves, we realize that there are always exceptions to every rule. Every field, every vocation or career has as many successful individuals and players of all personality traits. In that vocation, you will find as many extroverts who have recorded outstanding success as you will find introverts who have recorded outstanding success as well. So what this simply tells us is that while personality definitely plays a role, it's not the end all be all of high performance. In fact, high performance place little emphasis on personality and place a greater premium on practices. They aren't so focused on personality traits but on a set of practices, stuff that they do deliberately, consciously and consistently over and over again so that they can perform at the level that they perform. The idea of personality traits is that these are stuff that we are born with and can't necessarily do anything about, but high performers understand that they can develop and practice those things that they need to succeed. These things that they practice are what they call habits, the habits of high performance. I love the way Bryan puts it. He says high performance is not strongly correlated to age, income, education, nationality, race or gender. This is why those excuses that we give to explain why we can't succeed are wrong. High performance is not achieved by a specific kind of person but by a set of practices. Anyone can learn them regardless of experience, personality or position. This is why it's just so powerful that we can learn this stuff. We are not helpless victims. We are people who can actually do something to move the needle of our lives. One of habits for high performance is the habit of desire, a strong desire. Everything begins with desire. Desire is that fire, the great liberator of the unconscious person, not something casual or a wish. We're talking about something that is keen and pulsating, that transcends everything else. You've got to be hungry, is the way Les Brown puts it. Hungry, and he says it with such passion. The beautiful thing about hunger is proof of the existence of food. Thirst is proof of the existence of water. A strong desire is proof of the existence of that thing. Like a heat-seeking missile, the explosion of high performance happens as we keep taking a step towards those things that we desire. What do you desire? That's the starting point. Someone will say, duh, that's a no-brainer. But as simple as that question may seem, the truth and the reality is that many people can't answer it. But for us as a high performers, what we need to focus on of what to desire, number one is our creative expression. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God is a creator. And if we are created in the image and the likeness of God, this simply tells us that there is that innate desire, that longing within us to create as well. We're not talking about assigned tasks from the office or your monthly goal or target that was handed down to you by your team leader or your boss. We're talking about you yourself. What do you want to create? How are you expressing yourself creatively? What are you doing to do the creative best that you can with with your own life. The number 2 area to answer that question of what to desire is the area of our contribution. What do you want to contribute to your world? How do you want to serve your generation? Who do you want to serve with your gifts and your talents? And then beyond your gifts and your talents, what kind of problems do you want to solve in the world? That's what our contributions are all about. The third area is in the area of our connections. How are we improving our relationships? How are we improving our relationship with ourselves and with those people who truly matter to us? How are we putting out love in the world? How are we putting out love in our workplace and at home? How can we develop these characteristics and attributes of love? What are we doing to be role models? How can we be that person who loves rather than controls, who connects rather than corrects, and who empathizes rather than just advises? That's what our connections are all about. Whatever we desire, 10x it. Whatever we desire, multiply it by 10. The idea is to think bigger and beyond our current level of belief, behavior, and competencies. I always like to use this particular analogy. You don't get better playing a video game by playing at the level of difficulty that you are comfortable with. You get better by playing at a level of difficulty that is way higher than that level of difficulty that you're comfortable with. Now, this is so powerful because this is what breaks that mold and that cage of belief that says that success in certain ventures is only reserved for people with certain personalities. Because what happens is that here we are challenging ourselves to do stuff that we have never done before, stuff that move us out of our comfort zone so that we can grow, stretch, and serve at higher levels. Now, this is what led me to running the 2020 Lagos City Marathon. I ran and finished the marathon because of that habit of desire, my desire to express myself creatively, my strong desire to do the creative best that I could do with my life, my strong desire to share the things that I learned from learning the marathon with the world, to share the experience with the world, my strong desire to be a role model, to be that person who doesn't just talk the talk but who actually walks the walk, to be that person who doesn't just tell people go after life-changing goals but to be somebody who goes after a life-changing goal, my strong desire to challenge myself to do something I had never done before so that it can be a constant reminder to me, if you are going to keep growing on this journey of high performance, you need to be committed to keep doing stuff that you have never done before, to step out of your comfort zone, stuff that initially look like you have no capability or competency to handle, that cause you to grow and cause you to stretch and cause you to improve. This is what it's all about. To live a life of no excuses, to live that life where we disregard limits, where we break barriers, where we go on to crush our goals and become a pleasant surprise to not just the people around us but to ourselves. It's helpful to remember that a strong desire gives us staying power. It's what causes us to wake up every morning, to pick ourselves up again and start again after disappointment. A strong desire is key to doing anything beyond the ordinary. You deserve something extraordinary in your life, but first, you have to want it.